If you have ever been told, just eat less, I have good news. Apparently, obesity has been solved. Someone should call the scientists. Because just eat less sounds very simple, until you are the person who has to do it. Until you are standing in your kitchen at night asking yourself, what is wrong with me? Because you were good all day. You drank the water, you ate the healthy lunch, you said no to the cookies. You told yourself, today I will finally stay in control. And then evening came. You were tired. Your brain started thinking about chocolate. One piece became two. Two became half the package. And 5 minutes later, you were blaming yourself again. No discipline, no willpower, another failed day. But here is the part nobody tells you. Your hunger is not the same as the hunger of someone who has always been slim. You are fighting stronger hunger signals, weaker fullness signals, and a body that is actively trying to protect its weight. So when someone says, just eat less, they are describing something simple, but you are living something much more complicated. Losing weight when you are already overweight is harder than staying slim when your body has always been slim. And no, that is not an excuse. It is biology. For years, people with overweight were given one explanation. You eat too much, you move too little. Please try harder. Very helpful. That is like telling someone with a broken car, have you tried driving better? Yes, food and movement matter. But your body is not a simple calculator. It does not quietly count calories and then politely accept whatever number you choose. Your body has its own system for controlling hunger, fullness, energy, and body weight. And sometimes that system makes losing weight much harder than it looks from the outside. So today I want to explain why being overweight is not simply your fault, and why understanding this can actually make weight loss easier. Most of us like to believe that eating is a completely conscious decision. You look at food, you decide whether to eat it. End of story. But that is not how your body works. Your brain constantly receives signals about how much energy is available. Some signals tell you, we have enough. You can stop eating. Others tell you, emergency. Find food immediately. You do not consciously create these signals. You experience them as hunger, cravings, thoughts about food, or the sudden belief that cheese would solve your problems. Of course, you can ignore hunger for a while. You can delay a meal. You can walk past the bakery. You can close the refrigerator. But doing that once is different from fighting strong hunger several times every day. A naturally slim person may also say no to food, but their body may not be shouting as loudly. That difference matters. Most people imagine body fat as passive storage, like a cupboard where the body keeps extra energy for later. But fat cells are not just sitting quietly under your skin, waiting for an emergency. They are active. They communicate with your brain and send signals that help regulate hunger, fullness, and how much energy your body uses. One of those signals is a hormone called leptin. You do not need to remember the name. This is ThinkSlim, not medical school. The important part is what leptin is supposed to do. When your fat cells contain enough stored energy, they release leptin to tell your brain, we have enough supplies, you can relax. In a system that works perfectly, more stored fat would create a stronger signal and reduce hunger. So technically, having more body fat should make you want to eat less. That would be useful. Unfortunately, it does not always work that way. When leptin levels remain high for a long time, the brain can become less sensitive to the message. The signal is still being sent, but the brain no longer responds to it properly. It is like a smoke alarm that has been beeping for so long that everyone has started ignoring it. Your body may have plenty of stored energy, but your brain may still behave as if more food is needed. This makes you feel hungrier, causes hunger to return sooner, and makes it harder to feel completely satisfied after a meal. It can also help explain why two people can eat the same meal and experience it very differently. One person finishes eating and forgets about food for several hours. The other person finishes eating and starts wondering whether there is anything good in the kitchen. Not because that person is weaker. Their hunger system is sending a louder message. Of course, leptin is not the only signal involved. Hunger is controlled by several hormones: your brain, your stomach, your habits, your sleep, and even the food around you. So one fat cell is not sitting inside your body pressing a giant red button labeled order pizza, but fat tissue is part of the system that influences appetite. When that system is not working properly, hunger and cravings become stronger, return sooner, and are much harder to ignore. Now we arrive at the particularly unfair part. When you start losing weight, your body does not always celebrate. It may not say, wonderful, we are becoming healthier. Your body may say, excuse me, where are our emergency supplies going? Remember, your body was designed to protect you from starvation. It does not know that you ordered a smaller pair of jeans. It only notices that stored energy is disappearing, so your body increases hunger. At the same time, some of the signals that help you feel full can become weaker. Food starts looking more interesting. portions feel less satisfying. You finish dinner, but your brain is already asking what is happening after dinner. This is one reason losing weight can feel harder than expected, and these changes do not always disappear after a few days. Your body may continue pushing you to eat more and regain the lost weight. This process is often called the yo-yo effect. Cute name, not a cute process. The term makes weight regain sound like a little game, as if your weight simply goes up and down for no real reason. In reality, your body is using several powerful hunger and fullness signals to defend its previous weight. So when the weight comes back, it does not mean you suddenly lost all discipline. It means your body has been pushing you in that direction. This is why we should stop comparing someone who is losing a large amount of weight with someone who has always been slim. They are not doing the same job. Imagine two people walking. One person is walking on flat ground. The other person is walking uphill. From a distance, they are both just walking, but one person needs much more effort to keep moving. A naturally slim person simply eats when they are hungry and stops when they feel full, while maintaining roughly the same weight. Their appetite system helps keep them there. Their body may send clear signals when enough food has been eaten. Hunger appears. They eat. Fullness appears. They stop. And then they move on with their day without thinking about the kitchen every 20 minutes. Maybe you know someone like this, a slim friend, colleague, or family member who seems to eat a surprising amount of food. They order the burger, they eat dessert, they snack in the evening, and somehow their weight barely changes. Meanwhile, you look at the same dessert and feel like your genes have already noticed. You may have wondered, how can they eat like that and stay slim? The answer is not always that they exercise more or secretly eat salad for the rest of the week. Their bodies simply regulate hunger, fullness, and energy differently. They naturally eat less at another meal without planning it. They feel full for longer. They forget to eat because they are busy. Something many people who struggle with weight find almost impossible to imagine. Their body may also use slightly more energy throughout the day through movement they barely notice. They stand more. They move their legs. They walk around while talking on the phone. They are not trying to burn calories. Their body is simply doing more in the background. A person who has gained significant weight and is trying to lose it may have a very different experience. They face stronger hunger, weaker fullness signals, and a body that wants to return to its previous weight. They eat the same meal as their slim friend but feel hungry again much sooner. They think about food more often, and they need to make conscious decisions that the other person makes automatically. The slim person might say, "I just stop eating when I'm full." Wonderful, very impressive. But that advice is not very useful when another person does not receive the same clear fullness signal. It is a little like someone with perfect eyesight saying, "I just read the sign." Yes, because you can see it. It is easier to stop eating when your body is calmly whispering. It is harder when your brain is standing on a chair with a megaphone. So when a slim person stays slim without much effort, it does not automatically mean they have more discipline. And when losing weight feels difficult for you, it does not automatically mean you have less. Your bodies are giving you very different instructions. There is another problem. Your body developed in a world where food was not available everywhere. People had to hunt, gather, grow, and prepare it. Finding high-calorie food was a success. Eating it helped humans survive. Your brain still remembers that world. Unfortunately, your brain now lives near supermarkets, vending machines, drive-through restaurants, and food delivery apps. We have an ancient survival system living in a world where a pizza can arrive at the door without us putting on shoes. Your body is very good at encouraging you to eat available energy. The modern food environment is very good at providing it. That combination is not a personal failure. It is a difficult environment meeting a body designed for survival. This is also why shame does not work. People believe that if someone feels bad enough about their body, they will finally change. But shame is a terrible weight loss plan. It contains no protein, no fiber, and somehow it makes everything harder. When you believe every craving proves that you are weak, one difficult evening can become, "I ruined everything." And once everything is ruined, you might as well finish the package. Understanding your biology changes that conversation. Instead of saying, "What is wrong with me?" you can ask, "What would make this easier for my body?" That is a much more useful question. Now, saying that this is not your fault does not mean that nothing can be changed. It means you stop treating weight loss like a punishment. You stop trying to win by being hungry all day. You stop choosing plans that require perfect discipline forever. Instead, you work with your hunger. This is why the simple habits from the previous ThinkSlim videos matter. Protein can help meals keep you full longer. Water can replace drinks that add calories without giving much fullness. Walking can increase your daily movement without making exercise feel like punishment. A better morning routine can make the rest of the day easier, and small habits are easier to repeat than extreme diets. None of these habits magically switch off biology, but they can make the biological fight quieter. And if your hunger feels overwhelming, your weight keeps increasing, or you have repeatedly lost and regained a significant amount of weight, asking a qualified doctor for help is not giving up. It is using the tools available to you. You would not tell someone with poor eyesight to try harder at seeing. You would help them find the right support. Weight should not be treated differently. So let's keep this simple. Being overweight is not proof that you are lazy. It is not proof that you lack discipline. Your hunger is influenced by your brain, your hormones, your fat tissue, your previous weight, and the environment around you. Fat cells are not just passive storage. They are part of the system communicating with your brain. And when you lose weight, your body may increase hunger and weaken some of the signals that help you feel full. That is why losing weight can be harder than staying naturally slim. You are not imagining the struggle. And you are not broken. Your body is not trying to ruin your life. It is trying to protect you. The problem is that it is using an old survival system in a completely different world. Once you understand that, you can stop fighting yourself. You can stop waiting to become a person with perfect discipline. And you can start building habits that make healthy choices easier. Not through shame, not through punishment, and not through another diet you already know you cannot repeat. Just one simple choice, then another one, then another one. If this video helped you, write in the comments. I'll work with my body. And remember, this is not your fault, but your next small step can still be your choice. You've got this, and I'll help you. One simple choice at a time.